Good afternoon. So here we go. Typed up and had it printed and went and picked it up. Big Country Boxing, fictional post-World War II era career boxing simulator by myself, Candlelight Games. On the this is a landscape style, because on the flip side of the cover is our boxing chart. This is all you need to actually do the boxing itself, the fights itself, including the data here. Then we have our little write-up, our rule book, you know, what is Big Country, how the game works, etc. On the flip side of this is our charts. And I don't know who the hell. Oh, I see. That's how they go. All right. I was wondering why they're not flipping the way I'd expect them to flip. Boxer creation, all right, right here. So these 2 pages on the PDF printout are going to be boxer creation. There are 4 tables to create your boxer. So let's go ahead and do that. All I need for boxer, so all you need to play this game is 2d10 and a d6, and of course these rules and these charts. So first thing I need to do is come up with a name. Let's come up with something interesting. Let's say Gabe. Let's go Gabriel Johansson. Gabriel Johansson. All right. So first we're going to do, what are you known for? So his first rating is called known. What are we known for? Right? This would come out of his amateur, you know, managers and people in the boxing world. What are they talking about when they talk about my young boxer as he comes out of amateur fights, or when they've seen him bare knuckle fight or something? What the heck is this guy known for? This is what's being talked about in the world of boxing around my boxer. 5, soft body. Okay, so I'm known for having a soft body. So this guy is a tubby, right? He's this. We're not talking dense muscle here. So Gabriel Johnson is soft-bodied, and that is a -100. Okay, so remember, your base for your starting boxer is always 625 for your starting boxer. So I'm at 525 already. Next, again, they talk about, well, again, you can imagine the conversation. The manager's trying to sell this boxer to a promoter. Hey, this Gabriel Johnson kid, I'm telling you, and I can hear him now. The promoter says, well, what are we talking about? What's he known for? Well, the kid's a little soft body. Well, what are his boxing skills like? So let's find out what his boxing skills are. 5 is poor defense. Well, okay, Bill, I'm going to be honest with you. His defense is, it's poor defense. -225. Oh, Lord, there's going to have to be some, this guy's going to end up being quick fodder. So at 625 minus 325, we're at a 300 rated boxer to start. Okay, then he says, oh, tell me something that I want to hear about this kid, because so far I don't know why I would promote this kid. Why would I gamble on promoting this kid? 5, again, setup punch. Oh, he's got a beautiful setup punch. He's got this beautiful jab that sets up his right hook, right? Setup punch is +125. Okay, so +125. We're back up to 425. I'm still 200 points off the base. So here we go. And last but not least, right, yeah, my punch type. What's the style of the kid? Maybe I can find a good matchup for him for his first fight. 10. Showboat. Oh. So, he puts on a great show, Bill. He puts on a great show, +25. There it is. Okay, so +25. So my fighter, right now, after I roll up his attributes, he's a 450 fighter. But now we have to... Now, last but not least, you can hear the promoter. The promoter, let's say John Jacobs, says to Bill, Bill, that's all fine and dandy. So far, okay, you tell me the kid puts on a good show. He's soft-bodied. He doesn't have great defense. All right, well, maybe he'll be good for one of my young bucks, just to get him in the ring. An easy win for one of my young guys. Where's he from? Hometown. 10. He's from Fort Jefferson. Oh, Lord. Now, John Jacobs, the promoter, says, "Oh, dude, listen, those guys are fish that come out of that place." 400 rated starting boxer. Now, I'm playing this as a manager, not as a boxer. So this conversation would be between me and promoter for the hometown of Fort Jefferson. So I'm a 400 rated boxer. Okay, so once this is done, I have no choice. My first 5 fights have to occur on the basically introduction. So again, this John Jacobs says, fine. Kids sometimes turn out to be much better than they look, etc. We'll get him a trainer, we'll get him going, and we'll set him up against these introductory fights. We got 5 fights. Now I'm managing him, so I'm going to get to choose. Number one, I get to choose his camp. He doesn't have enough base points for me to risk a substantial or a serious, so I'm going to go with base, which costs us nothing. Okay? So there are 4 camps. There's base, dedicated, serious, and substantial, but the only one that's free to for his rating is base. So for fight number 1, we're going to go with a base camp. It's a basic camp. It's going to be cheap. Basically, it's going to be the basic cut man, the doctor, a basic trainer. We're not going to put a lot of wear and tear on this kid's body. We're just going to get him into shape for the fight, etc. So we'll roll to see if he has a good camp or a bad prep. 4. He has no change. So it turns out no big effect here. We're at home, so we're going to get that +5 bonus for these first fights. So I'm going to be at 405 for fight 1. Now again, I'm managing it. So I get to pick the boxer on this chart. If I was the boxer, or if I wanted to roll just for the hell of it as a manager, I could roll to randomly get one. But I'm going to take Steve Old Man Smith. Is going to be his first fight. So it's going to be my fighter, Johansson. At 405 versus Old Man Smith. So Steve Smith, and you can imagine why he's called Old Man Smith. He has a 40 rating. He's basically way past it. Probably the oldest fighter on the tour. 405 from 40 is what? That's 365, right? A 405 minus 40. So I have a plus. So this you put down here in the sideline. Fight number, F number, 3 plus 365. So that lets me know exactly where I was at on the charts. Okay? So now we can actually move this stuff out of the way, as we don't need the book. We need the charts for the fight. Okay? This fight, by the way, is a 4-rounder automatically. It's a starter fight, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, right? And we're going to note, I'll be able to look back at this and track exactly what happened, because I'm going to note every die roll. So for round 1, Johansson, 33. Oh, and I have a plus 365 advantage. So on the chart, I look at in those numbers. 33 is probably not going to work out well for me. Oh yeah, so 10-10. So the roll was 33, and it's a 10-10 round. So we actually ended up in an even round with the old man. So the old man may be overrated physically, but he's a veteran. Round 2, 44. I think it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be, yeah, it's 10-10. Oh man, so we're in a dogfight. We're in a scrap. 44 was the roll, so I can look back in this fight and see exactly how this fight transpired. 3rd round, 61. I think we may get a point here. Yes, we do. We win this round 10-9. There's only one judge in my game, so all you need for point victories is the referee who judges the fight, or the judge, right? That was a 61. And the last fight of the round, we need to win this or break even so we can win this fight by 1 point. We don't want to lose it. Oh, and I think we just gave the point back. Yep, we sure did. So he wins this round 10-9. This is going to be a draw for our first fight. Right, it's going to be 10. It's going to be 39 to 39. That's going to be a draw between us. And that's a minus. So draw says right here, -5 for both boxers. So my rating is, I'm going to come out of this fight with a 400 rating. He's going to come out with a 35 rating. So fight 1 is a draw. So his debut for this is a fighter based on that starting rating. I probably, after the 5, I will retire. It depends. I mean, if he ends up somehow just rolling, just nailing these fights, he could climb out of this hole and be an interesting fighter, which is why you play the game. Play to find out, right? So, anytime you're rolling dice, you're playing to find out. So we had a plus 365 advantage. Every roll was right in the window that doesn't help us. Oh wait, but that last roll was number 24, which hurt us. So there it is, fight one. And that makes Johansson 0, 0. Oh, actually draws in the middle, so 0, 1, and 0. This guy, of course, we don't know what his real record is, but I'll track it. He's 0, 1, 0. So it's wins, draws, losses, right? Basically. All right, so let's look at fight number 2. And again, I'm in control as the manager, so fight 2, I get to choose his training. I get to choose where and how. So we're going to stick with the free basic camp. And 6 is going to be bad prep. Dang it, minus 25. So bad preparation. Who knows why? Coaching. This kid's lazy. Who knows? But bad prep for this fight. Minus 25. Hometown, though, I get plus 5. So minus 20. I was at 400. Minus 20 is 380. So I'm already down to 380 points. This kid is going to get dropped by me as a manager probably pretty quick here. Now, I know he's at 380 to start. Who would I want to fight? We're going to go with Glenn Floyd. Glenn Floyd. He's 225. All right, so we're gonna be Johansson at 380 versus Glenn Floyd, who's at 225. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, and 380 and 225 is what? Minus 225. We're at plus 155. So fight number is plus 155. All right, here we go. We have to roll high. Let's get a knockout here, buddy. Yep, 96. That might be... No, it's going to be a TKO, though. Let me double check. Yeah, we're going to win it on a TKO. So we don't have to go long before we get the win. That's going to give us a plus 30 and him a minus 30. So he's going to be down to 225 minus 30 for him. He falls to 195. And Johansson goes up to 410. So we're up to 410. And not bad, right? That makes us 1, 1, and 0. So we have not lost yet. And Floyd is 0, 0, and he's lost 1, right? So not too bad. So there's his first victory. So Johansson in his young career, if he turns out to go on to become the champion of the world, pretty auspicious start here. Or inauspicious start, excuse me, but at least he beats Glenn Floyd in fight number 2 of his first 5, right? Okay, so fight number 3. All right, and we're going to stick with base camp again, basic camp, because it's free on the rating. And 2, this time we have a good camp, so maybe he's building confidence. Good camp, plus 25. Hometown, plus 5. So we're at 410 plus 30, so we're at 440. He's up to 440 for this fight. Johansson is at 440 versus... let's go with Sean Salty Ray, right? So instead of Sean Sugar Ray, it's Sean Salty Ray. Maybe he's a former sailor, salty. Got a foul mouth, right? So Sean Salty Ray is rated 375. So 440 minus 375. We're a plus 65 fight number. Plus 65. Okay, let's hope this can win for us. 2, 3, 4. Remember, 4-round bouts for these starters. So normally, if I wasn't doing a video, I would have a 3 or 4 fight card. I would have a lightweight 4-rounder. I would have maybe a middleweight 4-rounder. I would have my middleweight 4-rounder, and then I might have the main event. I would play a heavyweight. So I would roll up the lightweights, and I'd roll up the heavyweights, and I would play a fight card for the night. So right now, I'm literally moving through his career, boom, 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 boom. But normally, my session would be a whole fight card. And the fight card is dictated by your hometown. So for instance, this hometown is Jefferson. Fort Jefferson. Fort Jefferson's hometown fight nights. Where's Fort Jefferson? Just to give you an idea, Fort Jefferson's Damn it. Where's Fort Jefferson? So Fort Jefferson's fight card is 3. So a normal play session for these fights, I would have a lightweight fight, my fight, and then a heavyweight fight. And the heavyweight fights, right, are just 2 non-player boxers, but you do the fights so you're building records. So when you create boxers, you have this universe of boxers with records, etc., and history, right? So there we go. We're ready, right? We had a good camp. We're at home, 440. We're facing Salty, Ray, and here we go. So we got to win another fight here. Oh, 91. We are up by 65. 91 is another TKO win. So Johnson somehow is pummeling these guys in the first round. So that's going to be a plus 30, minus 30. So we're up to 470 for Johansson, and this guy's down to 345. And you keep these new numbers, right? So you can still use these charts to roll them up. My advice is you get a notebook paper, and those you write them in pencil. And what will happen is some of these guys are going to retire, and some of your boxers can replace these guys, right? Especially if you're a manager. So at the end of his 5 fights, I can choose to do one of the 4 choices. At the end of the year, I can choose one of the 4, right? And one of those 4 options, one of them is he replaces one of the guys in his hometown that he's rated roughly equal to. And so you can force a guy into the independents, or you can force a guy into retirement so I could fight a year with this guy, and then basically say Fort Jefferson, he's going to take over one of those circuit fighters in Fort Jefferson, right? So there's a whole world happening here among 10 cities or 8 cities, right? In a region, in a fictional state or region of states, like a 4-state area or something. Okay, so again, his record now. He was 1-1, so now he's 2-1-0. Technically, 2 KOs, because remember those TKOs count as KOs. So he's starting to show signs that he might have been worth talking to John Jacobs about, right? The promoter who's got him in the house here, and I'm managing him by picking some easy fighters, right? So let's go to fight 4. Again, we're going to go with basic camp because it doesn't cost his record any, and it's a no change. Basic camp, no change. Hometown plus 5. So we're now up to 475. So again, Johansson versus, and we're at 475. I'm going to pick somebody. Jay Grant. Jay Grant. He's 400. Right? So that means I'm fight number plus 75. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. So right now we're starting to build. These are fodder, right? These are fodder fights to build reputation. 33 though. We are going to lose that round. So Jay Grant wins that round 10-9. Oh, number 33. Shoot, I forgot to write down these that TKO was 90. I think it was 91, wasn't it? And this win was 90. It was really close. It was 96, I think. This one was a 91 win. Roll. This was a 33. It was and it favored him. All right, round 2. Oh, dang it, 13. Yeah. Oh man. So 10-8. So he really outscored me on that one. 13. Damn. So, looks like Johansson's being outboxed here, is what it looks like to me. 39 might be a 10-10 round. Yeah, sure is, 10-10. That's not going to help us. So we really need to win this with a knockout or a TKO or something. 4th round, this is it. Can we get it back? 35, it's going to be another 10-10 round. That's not going to help us. So he's going to win this by points. 40 to 29, 37. 40 to 37. This is going to be what's called a points loss, which means we lose 15 points. He gains 15. Dang. 475 minus 15, we're down to 460. So we're a 460 fighter at the end of this. He goes up to 415. And we are now 2-1-1 with 2 KOs. And of course, Sean Salty was 0-0-1. And this guy is 1-0-0, right? Using no records. So that's fight number 4. We have one more fight that we get to use the starter fights. Dang. Here we go. Fight number 5. Before we now get to stretch out. Fight number 5. Base camp. Let's see. 3. No change. So basic camp. No change. Hometown plus 5. And we go to 465 for this fight. Johansson. 465 versus... I may go for a rematch. We had a draw in that first fight, and it went the distance. Yeah, we're gonna fight Steve Smith again. We're gonna fight the old man again, Smith, and Smith is down actually to 195. So we're gonna get the old man in a rematch. And yes, I'm a manager, and I'm not stupid. I'm trying to build this kid's record up. So 465 minus 195. We're going to have a plus 270. Fight number is plus 270. Let's hope it helps this soft-bodied kid from Fort Jefferson get going. 94. We're up 270. 94 knockout. So he knocks the old man out. Steve Old Man Smith is going to be a 94. That is a win by KO, and that's a plus 50 for us, minus 50 for Old Man. Old Man is going to be 145 rating now. We're up to 465 plus 50, and a knockout victory, 515, baby. However, we're still, matter of fact, I think we're better than we started our career. We started our career at 400, so after our first 5 fights, we're up 115 points. You got to weigh whether that's a boxer that's worth carrying on, right? So we're going to be 3-1-1 with 3 KOs. I mean, he's starting to put together a record. I mean, he came in a soft-bodied, poor defense. He has a great setup punch, and he showboats. So you can see him setting up and then showboating around, right? So if this kid can build some stuff, you can see he's always going to have a poor defense, probably always going to be a soft-bodied guy, right? That's just who he is. He's known for being soft-bodied, which tells me I don't care how long this guy fights, he's always going to be a little pudgy, right? He's going to be known as a soft-body fighter, right? So that's fight number 5. At this point, I can choose, I have 4 choices. I can release him, replace him, replace somebody on the chart. So I can release him, retire him, basically sitting down and say, dude, you're not going to make it. You're just not going to make it, right? Or I can retain him. And retaining him means I've decided to sign him to a contract, and we're going to do that. I'm going to sign him to a contract, and that contract is retroactive for a year. So 5 fights, I'm signing him now, and I have another 7 fights. So 1 year. So 7 more fights will end the first year. Then again, I have the same 4 choices. I can retain him, replace him, retire him, or release him. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and sign him to a contract for 1 year, and we're going to have fight number 5 now. But we're going to go ahead and look at fight number 6. Excuse me. So now we no longer get the luxury of the simple kind of intro guys, right? And they're not all simple, by the way. There is an 825 rated guy here, Ty Williams, right? So they're not all simple. When you roll the dice, when you're a boxer, you could land this guy, and your career could start really difficult. It's that old saying: if you have a good manager, you got a better chance. If you just play a boxer without any management, you're gonna get what you get. It's like going to court without a lawyer, dude. You're not gonna do real well without a lawyer, right? So that chart we still want to keep available because that's where all my training camp charts are at, and my intro fighters are there. But now we go to the hometown chart. Now I can pick the next town I want to fight in, or I can roll it randomly. If I was a boxer, I have to roll it randomly. I also have to roll my training randomly. As a manager, I can pick my training. I can pick the town. If I pick the town, I also get to pick the opponent. And I'm going to look right now at. Let's go to the. Hometown for this guy is already the worst one. No, Unionville is worse. So we may travel to Unionville. So here's our towns, right? So you don't roll that chart. That's your hometown chart. right? This is for your hometowns where you're from. This is where you roll to where you're gonna fight, or you can choose. So Unionville has a bad stable. It has a bad pool of boxers in the circuit, and they're all 4-round bouts. It's a great place for me to build this kid up. So if I'm going to be a good quality manager, I'm going to go where I can build this kid's record and his confidence and build up his talent. So we're going to travel to Unionville, and I have to travel every fight. You don't get to go live in Unionville for months. You know, if I want to go fight in Unionville, I have to travel every month. So it's going to be 25 to travel, so we're going to go to Unionville. Minus 25. So he doesn't have a big point. He doesn't have a lot of points here to choose from. But I'm going to have to sacrifice it. But I am also going to look at the camp. I could sacrifice 25 more with a chance to get his defense up or his conditioning up. He's coming into this fight with 515, down 25 already for travel. 515 minus 25. He's already down to 490. The boxers on this chart, I mean, he is not going to have an advantage. He's not going to have a big advantage over many of these guys, to be honest with you. Remember, you can't go back and use the old bad fighters. You're stuck with whatever's in this circuit. So I'm going to schedule him to fight Lenny Borden. And I'm going to go with the basic because I don't want to spend any more. I don't want to spend any more of his rating to get him prepared. Oh, and it's a bad prep anyway. So see, that would have been, had I spent 25 to do a dedicated camp, he would have gone up 100 points. So I blew improving his defense. That 6 would have got him an improvement of defense. Damn. Okay, so his camp, basic camp, bad prep, minus 25. So he's at negative 50, minus 25 more. He's going to go into this fight at 465. Dang it, Johansson. At 465, it's a gamble, baby. I mean, this is boxing. You know this takes time. And Borden's a 415, so we are still better than Liddy Borden. But now we're only plus 50. This is a fight number plus 50. So we're gonna, but it is a 4-round bout. Okay. So we're keeping the fight short for him too. So we need a big one. 80. There we go, baby. Let's get a 10-7 victory. So we jump out and beat the snot, outscoring him by the judge. 10-7 in round 1. 60. We're going to outscore him 10-9. So we're winning this fight right now, 2 rounds to none. And 53 is 10-10. Oh, so he gets coached up in the corner, and he ends up coming out and holding his own. Last round, as long as we don't get knocked out or TKO'd, we're going to win this. 88. 88 is 10. Win by TKO. Win by TKO. And the reason that matters is that's a plus 30 win. A point win is only plus 15. So you want to win by a knockout or a TKO because you're getting more. So it matters how we win this fight. So on the 4th round, he dug down deep, and he got us plus 30. This guy's going to drop. So plus 30, we're at 495 coming out of this. The camp, and remember, these aren't temporary. That Unionville travel is permanent. That BC is permanent. It isn't like once the camp's over and once the fight's over, I get that 25 points back. No. I'm constantly ebbing and flowing through the career of my fighter. These points are permanent. Everything ebbs and flows. So you can get into a war of attrition, and you're going to be doomed to have a bad boxer who just has a bad career, or you can retire him or whatever, right? Okay, that's going to make us, though, 4-1-1 with 4 KOs. The kid on paper, looking at his record, not too bad. My last fighter, Jessup, which I rolled randomly, was tough. I mean, he ended up 5-5-1 in his first year. So rolling the charts is much harder than managing the boxer, right? And that's part of the fun, right? If you want to be a boxer, your life is in the hands of managers and promoters if you are a boxer, so to speak. Until you become, well reputed, until you have enough power. But that my game is not going to cover people with power. 385. He drops to 385. Does Borden, and Borden is By the way, I didn't write down those rolls, so I got to get in the habit of writing down the rolls. That last roll was 88. No, the last roll was, yeah, 88. So he got that TKO win right on the button. I can't remember what these other rolls were, dang it. Okay, so there you have it. We are going into round fight number 7 at 4-1-1. And you can see why, if you wanted to have a play session, set up a whole fight night, and in 20 minutes you fought a whole fight night, and then you can put it away. You don't have to, or you can do what I'm doing and literally knock out a year at a time. Number 7. Do we want to go back to Unionville? Let's look at our hometown, because remember, we are in a hometown that's poor quality. Yeah, see, they're poor quality. And by the way, so those who don't know, I also give the average rating of the chart. So you can glance at your fighter and say, oh, I'm 495. Fort Jefferson is 552.5 average. So all of these guys average out at 552. Now, granted, as you start fighting in your universe, these numbers are going to change. Jefferson could fight their way into really good boxers, right? They could actually fight this number up, right? But I put all the math. I'm transparent in the game. All the math is there. You'll see the average of this group of fighters. Also, I'm transparent about the average rating of every boxer in the universe. That's on paper. Granted, they change as you play. So at some point, if you play this a lot, these numbers are all going to change. These boxers, some are going to retire, you're going to replace them, etc. Okay. All right, so here's the deal. I don't really, in Fight 7, I think what I'm going to do in Fight 7 is I'm going to do a, what's called a out-of-towner. Okay? An out-of-towner fight. Players may create out-of-towners anytime for a hometown bout, avoiding the hometown chart. So this is a way for me to not fight. And you would probably want to do this if you were from Central City, where all those boxers are really good. So you'd want to actually wait for out-of-towners to come into town and fight somebody not as good. Okay? These guys, though, you still have to create the boxer, but their base is 725. So the guy's already going to start at 725, and I have to make him. So here's a chance for me to create a boxer, 725, and I go back to my creation charts, and I'm going to make this out-of-towner. This will be called my independents. So this is what are called the independents. These guys will be a stable of fighters that you can draw from or play with, etc. Right? But this one is an out-of-towner, OT, which means I have to create him, 725. And we roll him up just like we're creating a player character, right? So here we go. This out-of-towner, I need just a cheat sheet for this guy. So 725. 7, he is lazy. No, he's strong like bull. Oh, plus 100. He is a flurry puncher. Oh my God, strong. My God, strong like bull. Dang. He's a flurry puncher. Shoot. That's plus 125. So see, I shouldn't have done this. So you can imagine my manager schedules a fight with an out-of-towner, has no clue who he is. He rolls into town, climbs off the train, and comes into the stadium, and our draws drop as we realize it's fucking Drago, right? It's Drago from Rocky IV. You know, he's some tall, blonde, sculpted beast, and you're like, oh, damn. He's a flurry puncher. His punch types, 4. Power puncher. Oh, my God. So he throws flurry punches is his skills. He's a power puncher in his punch type. So he throws flurries of power punches. Power puncher. Oh my God, 175. I've just got my boxer killed. I have scheduled him against a fighter he cannot possibly defeat. And style. The guy's style is dancer. So he's a boxer. He's a straight dancer. That's a plus 50. Oh my God. Oh, I just got my fighter killed. 725 plus. Now this is a fighter I would like to take over as a manager and manage, which you can do, by the way. So 1175. 1175 is his starting out-of-town rating. Holy cow. Where is he from? We got to find his hometown in case I take him over. Oh, my hometown charts are where? I think they're on the flip side of this. Yep, he's from. Now watch him be from Central City to top it off. 10. Fort Jefferson. So the greatest fighter in the history of Fort Jefferson is shown up, minus 50. Fort Jefferson's his hometown. So he's from my hometown. He's from so these two guys know each other. And you can imagine my boxer come and say, hey, listen, I just scheduled a fight against Joey Menendez, right? Joey Mendez or something. And his jaw drops. He says, no, I know that kid. He used to whoop me in wrestling in high school. 1175 minus 50. Oh, this guy's an 1125 out-of-towner. And again, he goes on the independence chart. We got to name him. So let's name him Joey out-of-towner. Joey the Beast. Joey the Beast. Joey the Beast. McDougal. Joey the Beast McDougal. And he is an 1125 fighter. Oh my God. So I've just gotten my young boxer killed. So there's an example of, if you don't want to fight who's on the charts, you can create an out-of-towner. And you can do this, by the way, if you're a boxer. On the boxing charts, you have to roll. But if you want to avoid rolling, you can choose an out-of-towner. Or what's called a wage fight. Right? Wow. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. There we go. Wow. All right. So, out-of-towner fight. This is an out-o-towner fight. My boxer, where's my boxer? My boxer is, I put all this stuff, I got it scattered everywhere. My boxer is 515, I think, right? This is rating. That was number 6. It's number 7. Yeah, so I'm a 495 fighter now. Is that right? I thought I just rolled something. 495? So we got to train. And we need to get... I lost 50 in both travel and... So this is going to be at home. So out-of-towner means they're coming to me. So I'm getting my hometown plus 5. That's what out-of-towner means. They're basically... They're on a circuit and they're traveling around trying to build their reputation and their records. And they step off the bus and I negotiate a contract to fight on Saturday night against my guy. Or I negotiate it long distance and then they come into town knowing they're fighting my guy tonight. So that's, at least I'm at home, plus 5. Now, I'm at 495 and I almost really need to risk, this guy's so good, I almost need to risk the substantial training. It cost me 75, which comes off the top. So no matter what. So for instance, I'm 495. So if I do substantial, 475, I'm down to 420 before I make a roll. I can gain something back, or I can lose more. We're going to do substantial. We're going to go to 4. So I'm going to do substantial training, substantial camp. All right, what I want to roll is a 6. A 6 was going to put me basically in the best shape of my life. 2. It's an illness, minus 25. So unfortunately, he gets ill during camp. Minus 20. I'm down to 400 for this fight. So poor Johansson. Oh my God, he's down to 400. So you might say I've mismanaged my boxer. I went with an out-of-towner. I didn't know. If I had a list of out-of-towners, I could have selected one from the list that's within so many points of my fighter. But because I made him on the fly, I got to live with him, right? Versus, oh my God, who did I make? Where is he? Oh, Joey the Beast. McDougal. And he is 1125. So this fight number is going to be bad. 1125 minus 400. I'm fighting it. Fight number, hold your breath, minus 725. Holy cow. And this, by the way, because it's an out-of-town fight, it has to be a main event. So I'm going to get plus 15 at the end of the fight. We both will. It's a main event fight, and it's also 10 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So to get this guy to come to Fort Jefferson, his hometown, I had to arrange the fight. He may have been traveling around trying to get up his reputation, and he says that's fine, but it's going to be a main event fight, 10 rounds. Okay. So my character has to somehow win this, but I got 10 rounds to do it, so it could happen. Most likely at minus 725, I'm going to get dropped pretty quick here. Here we go. Round 1 is 63. That might be me, actually. I might have actually got some points here. 63, 725. Oh, we lost by 9, so he's going to win at 10-9. So it was a close round, though, 10-9. I got to give my guy credit for that. Oh, 16, I think I may have been dropped. 16, yep, KO'd. So lost, KO. Man, oh man, he's going to go plus 65, and we're going to drop. We got plus 15, minus 50. So we were at 400, minus 50, plus 15 back for a main event fight. We're at 365. He was 4, 1, and now he's 2 with 4 KOs. But that was a clean. I mean, that's one of those fights where, and this guy is now 1125 plus 65 for a KO win. He's at 1190. Is Joey the Beast McDougal, and 1190. He exists on this chart, right? He is now going to exist on this chart at 1190, and he is 1-0-0 with 1 KO for my records. And I should do this in pencil, but for now, pen. Wow. So you might say I completely mismanaged the hell out of his 7th fight. It's hard to blame this poor kid the way I managed that. I booked him somebody he should have never been in the ring with, and then I put him in a substantial camp, which wore him out. Wait, substantial camp is minus... Oh, yeah, and he got ill. So he lost 100 points just preparing for this fight. Yeah, I mismanaged that. So we're going to go back to something, say, fight number 8. Try to get him back on a winning track. Fort Jefferson, and we're going to fight him against, God, the best fight here. See, now we're so low, record-wise, we're going to be in a negative against all of these Fort Jefferson guys. We're going to fight him against Jerry Price. Wow. So it's going to be Johansson. Well, it's 365 base camp. No change. So base camp, nothing. Hometown, plus 5. So he's at 400 again. Or no, what did I say? 370, excuse me, 370. 370 is my prep for this fight versus Jerry Price, of local. And remember, his numbers don't change until he wins or loses the fight. Jerry Price is 475, so I'm giving up almost 100 points to this guy. 475 minus 370, I'm giving up 105 points, so minus. So fight number for this is minus 105. But it's 4 rounds. Oh, no, these are scheduled 8-round bouts at Fort Jefferson. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got to pay attention to that. So Fort Jefferson are all 8-round bouts. Whew, here we go. See if we can win this. I need to roll a 90. I need to roll a knockout. 82. That's a good roll, though. Number 82. 82 and minus 100. 82 is going to give me the round. 10-9. So I won that round. 10-9. We need to get our confidence up and our wins up. 85. We're going to win this one. 85 is same thing. 10-9 wins. So we're winning on points. He's out fighting with that showboating and that setup punch. We're out boxing Jerry Price. 7. I think I just got dropped. 7 is going to be a big loss as he just waylays me. That's 7. He beats me 10-7 in that round. So that's not good. 36. 36 is even. 10-10. So we're winning this fight right now by 2 rounds. Come on, baby. 43. Yep, 10-10. We're still winning this fight by 2 rounds. 43. This is round 6. Oh, 16. This is hurting. This is hurting. 16 is, we lost at 10-9. Uh-oh, so he's gained a round back with 7 and 8 to go. I need a big punch. 56. 10-10. So we're still winning by 1 round right now. This is it. The last fight of the round. We need to win it or break even for us to win this fight on points. 22. I think we just tied. Yep. We're going to lose this 10-9. Actually, he beat me 10-7. He might have won this on points. 10, 20, 30, 10, 27, 37, 47, 56, 66, 75, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 78. No, what am I saying? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 68, 75. Yep, and he's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 78, 75. This is lost points. Minus 15 for me, so I'm now down to 370 minus 15. This kid was doomed. That last fight, I think, wrecked his career. That's one of those fights that was so bad that it's affected his confidence. It may be one of those fights he can't overcome. You start drinking, start driving drunk, you end up in a car accident. Unless you're Tyson Fury, you probably won't straighten it up, Wow. He's at 475 plus 15. That's 90, right? Plus 15 is going to be 490. So he's up to 490. And we are now that last fight we were 4-1-3 with 4 KOs. But we are now almost an even record, as that fight was a minus 100 setup. We got 5 back, and then we lost, we lost on a KO, which is another minus 50. Oh, man. Yeah, this was minus 50 for a KO. This was, yeah, but plus 15. Fight number 10. Woo! So, I think we're at fight number 9. We're going to be at home. We're going to do our basic care here. Basic camp, basic camp. 5. 5 is no change, so BC, no change, doesn't hurt us, doesn't help us. We're hometown, plus 5. We're at 355, so it'll be 360. And we're going to have to take on Bo Simmons. Yeah, we're going to have to take on Bo Simmons. Johansson at 360 versus Bo Simmons, and he's 525. So we're going to be in a negative here. 525 minus 360. This fighter is going to be retired probably. Minus 165 is the fight number. And again, 8 rounds, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We almost won that last fight, folks. 3-point difference. Maybe we can win this one. 6. No. Minus 165. 6 is a TKO. So we're going to lose. Lost TKO. He gets plus 30. We get minus 30. And our career is in the dumps. And he's only in his 8th fight. He goes up to 555. We fall to 4. Oh my God. We fall to 4-1-4 with 4 KOs. We are now an even fighter now. And again, this guy's 1-0-1. Oh, KO victory for Bo Simmons in round 2. No, round 1. TKO victory. Number 6. TKO. That's fight 9. We haven't been KO'd yet, have we? Yes. So technically, we only get 2 fights left unless we're KO'd in the 10th. Remember, so when you get KO'd, you lose a round. You lose a month. This is fight number 10 of 11. Oh, actually, I can put that here. Fight number 10. Let's hope we can get a good camp. No change in camp. Hometown plus 5. We're going to be at 335. Wow, war of attrition. Once you get in that hole, you're kind of doomed. Johansson, 335 versus let's do a wager fight. I have nothing to lose. So wager fight, you create a wager fighter. Again, we don't have a chart to go to, so I've got to choose. I've got to roll them up. So it's going to be another very bad choice. You roll, this is what's called instant boxer creation. You roll these 3 times and you go highest to lowest. 4, 4, and 6. So he's 644 rated fighter. 644. We'll give him a name. We'll call him Mario Torres. Mario Torres, 644. So, 644 minus. Now, normally, you'd pick him off a chart, and he'll be within 50 points of your fighter for a wager fight. So, we're at minus 309. But I get to wager something. So, a wager fight, I get to gamble up to 50 of my rating, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to gamble 50. It's a main event fight, because it's a wager fight. Which means a plus 15 to both fighters at the end, and I'm wagering 50. So if I win this fight by knockout, and I would earn 100 points for this one fight. It's also a main event fight, so it's going to be a minimum of 10 rounds. Okay? We're doing it at hometown. I'm the manager, so I'm selecting hometown as opposed to rolling. If I was a boxer, I'd have to roll. But I'm managing, so I'm calling this wager fight in. This guy rolls into town, and I'm gambling 50 rating points. And it's a minus 309 on the chart, so again, not great. Here we go. It's going to be 87. I think we might have done some damage here. 87. 87 is a win. 10-8. So we won that round 10-8. So he comes out on fire. I love it. Come on, Johansson. 76. Johansson is pumped up. He wins this 10-9. So we won 2 rounds here. 10-9. 93. We're kicking butt. 93 is a win. 10-7. So he's just dominating Torres. Torres, a little jet lagged, coming off the Midnight Express. 43 though, that's going to help him. That's going to help him. 43 is, we lost that round, 10-9, so he gets that one. Round 5 though, we've won 3 rounds out of 4, 60. It's tied, 10-10, so we're in position to win this fight and make 50. I've gambled 50 rating points, 38. 38 is him, 10-9, uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's getting close again, folks. 87, baby. We're fighting our butt off. 87 is 10-8 win. We're going to win this fight unless he KOs me. 67. Oh, my God. Great fight. 10-10. What a fight. This is one of those you're going to want a rematch of. Mario Torres and Johansson in Fort Jefferson. Oh, 14. TKO. We lost on a TKO. Lost. TKO. Plus 30 for him. We lose 30 and we lose 50. We lose 80 off our 335. Minus 80. He's down to 255. It's a devastating loss. And what a fight he was having, folks. Outscored him all but 2 rounds and then gets KO'd in the 9th. And 255. I have one more fight I must do. Remember, you can't quit or retire a fighter till you get to the end of a year. I have no choice but to fight him again before I negotiate with him or retire. If I was the boxer, I could retire. As a manager, I got 4 choices. So we got to finish this career. Jeez. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna put the kid through any more pain. We're gonna go with basic camp, no change. He's just not. Fort Jefferson just doesn't produce great boxers. Hometown plus 5. We're going to be at 260 for this fight. There is no one on the chart. So I'm going to roll randomly. Who do we draw for this maybe final fight of his career? No, wait. That's fight 10. This is fight 11. So this is the final fight of the year for him because he was knocked out once this year. 10. We're going to draw Bill Buster Kane. So we draw Bill Kane. And he's only 625, which is a base for your starting fighter when you start a fighter. But my fighter, Johansson of Fort Jefferson, is down to 260. This is a normal 8-round fight because it's nothing special. No special events, no wager, no out-of-towner, no main event. So 8 rounds. Come on, Johansson. Let's end on a high note. 38. Oh, wait, by the way, we're minus 625 minus 260. 365 minus fight number minus 365. 38 is going to be a loss 10-9. So Bill comes out and outscores us in round 1. 8, I think he just dropped me. Yep, KO. Fight over. So he wins by KO plus 50 for Bill Kane. He's up to 675. He's 1-0 with 1 KO. And Joe Hansen falls to 4-1 and 6. He had 4 KOs, and all his victories were KO victories. And there's just no way you're going to be a winner. Oh, it's a minus 50 on a KO loss, so he's down to 210 is his rating. Now I can actually, so now I have a choice. It's the end of his year of the contract. He signed a full year deal, retroactive, past for the 5 fights, plus these 7. He was knocked out in 1, so that meant 6 fights. So the contract ends up a 6-fight contract. I have 4 choices. I can retain him and keep doing this. I can replace, which means I take him and I can put him over somebody on the Fort Jefferson charts, right? I can make him part of the circuit. He's not retired. He's out there, part of the circuit, okay? Now, why would I do that? Why would I want to take a guy that's 210 and put him here? Well, because my next fighter, when I visit this, it would be easy pickings. I'd be able to beat this guy up. Or if I roll up another character ends up from Fort Jefferson, I would have some fodder here. So if I can also make the universe worse, the chance of me creating a champion as the universe ages, because I've been able to populate these charts with worse circuit fighters, I actually create a less talented pool of boxers for me to be over the long haul. So what I would do is this Terrence Coleman, he's the 995 10-round main event guy. I can replace him, which means he goes into this category of independence, and he's still out there to fight. So Terrence Coleman's going to leave. He is Terrence Coleman. He does not have a nickname. And he is rated 995. And he was a main event fighter, so that doesn't matter now, right? One of these other guys will slide down and become that main event fighter. Probably the guy that just won, because Bill Kane is 675 now on this chart. So he will become, so Bill Kane, and this is why you're going to want to use pencil on your charts. Bill Kane is 675. He becomes the main event 10-round fighter on these charts for Fort Jefferson. Terrence Coleman leaves this hometown circuit, and he becomes a universe fighter that you can fight when you don't want to fight at home or you don't want to travel. He also becomes someone I could take. So now, because this guy becomes a replace choice. He becomes Fort Jefferson. And he's going to go on this charts at 210, right? And I have his record and everything. So now Bill Kane will slide into the main event. This guy will go onto this chart in some other open slot here. And now I've made Fort Jefferson's overall number, worse. Fort Jefferson continues to prove the confirmation bias that they don't produce great boxers, as now we're going to have this get even worse. So Fort Jefferson's getting even worse, right? So this becomes part of my files. I keep this. I also need to write down all the changes. So you would want to take these charts and, again, make notes of your boxers in a record, right? You can still use the names on the charts, but I would have these guys and their new ratings listed, right? So, Joey McDougal, of course, the Beast, was invented during this session. So he's now out there in the world. I could take Joey McDougal. So now, again, I've replaced this guy, which means I now don't have a boxer. So I got a couple of choices. I can make a new boxer from scratch, or I can take a boxer that exists in the universe, right? Those are my 2 choices. I can play the boxer, or I can manage the boxer like I did this one. I think I'm going to take Joey the Beast McDougal. That was my new boxer. And I already have his ratings. So now, this guy now becomes a Fort Jefferson circuit boxer. Right? So, boom. Now I'm going to go ahead and take McDougal. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to take Joey the Beast. I rolled up a darn good character there. McDougal. He is 1190 from Fort Jefferson, right? It's his hometown. And again, he is, his ratings, here he is. is known for, so again, this is the scouting report. He's known for strong like bull. He is his boxing skills. His boxing skills are, I think, power punch. Let me double check what I did for his boxing skills. Where are they here? He's known for strong like bull. His boxing skills are flurry puncher. So he throws punches in flurries. His punch skills, this is called punch type, is power. So he throws flurry punches, and he's a power puncher. So he throws power punches and flurries, basically. And last but not least is his style. And his style is dancer. So he moves around, dances around. He's not a... So that's a pretty fascinating boxer. Strong like bull, flurry puncher, power puncher, dancer. He rates out at 190, and he is, by the way, he is 1-0-0 with a KO. That KO was of my former fighter. And this now, I can manage this guy, or I can be the boxer. I don't have to choose until I get past the first 5 fights. So after his first 5 hometown fights, I would actually count. I would go ahead and count his fight against Johansson as one of his first 5, right? Technically. So I have 4 more fights to do. Then I can choose. Do I want to be the boxer and let random variables manage me, or do I want to manage this guy? And that's how I can continue to play. And there you have it, folks. That is Big Country Boxing by Candlelight Games. I've been able to work on this for the last 2 weeks and get it finished. It is done. And there you have it. It will be available on Drive-Thru RPG, hopefully by the end of the week. Bye-bye.